You know, it seems like a miracle when you first get the program. 20 years later, that's still a long time to wait. Okay, so let's come up, and here's all the progressions as a PDF file. Usually before I work this, before I say it, then I'm just going to save it as the file and name it. It doesn't have the right name, and save it. Oops, and save it. But you can go into comment, highlight, and then you can highlight. Say there's the moon conjunction, and I could highlight that if I wanted to. And I do all the highlighting I want, and then I can save it so the main things are standing out, and then I would save it. I'm not going to save it. I already got it saved. Okay, so that's done. So that was the progressed moon to itself. Okay, so we're going to need that. You need that file for yourself. Now we got to find the progressed moon to the angles. So now we'll look at the save search. The top right, the save search. We go down to the bottom. Progressed moon to angles. There it is. It's already set up. And it gives the progressed moon to angles, but it also includes the progressed moon going into each house cusp, which is useful. So that's, you could cut it out and make it only the angles. If you're going to do that, go into the edit factor. You're here, you go into the edit, and you see how it has the moon aspecting the ascendant and descendant and the midheaven and the icy, and it has the house angles, house ingress. You could turn it off and you'd only get the ascendant and midheaven angles. Simpler printout. But it's nice to have those to come back to the house cups if you, just when you're there, oh, it's gone into it, it's where I'm, so that's useful to know. So I'll leave that. Okay, so then it ran it. Now we have our progressed moon, just the moon to the angles. We're going to then print that out. Print search to printer. And if you have it as a print search to a PDF printer, it'll print the PDF file. Then you save the PDF file so you can save it in a folder on your computer so you don't have to come back to it. And you can print that out so you can get a hard copy too anytime you want. So then you're not having to go back to the computer and recalculate it all the time. It's done. This is once in a lifetime you do this. You can do this for each client. You know? So that's the moon to the angles. Now, we did progress moon to itself. Only we did progress moon to all, progress moon to angles. We haven't done the progress moon to itself. Okay, so we're here. Back to here. We'll take we got progress moon. Let's just take the new moons and full moons. So this is a short version of just the moons, the moons to the conjunctions and oppositions to the moon. But I want to edit this because I want to get see, here's the moon to the sun. Now, if I want to get just the progressed moon only, I go and edit this. Here's the moon search engine. Here's the target planet. So I switch on the moon, I turn off the sun. So, and there's nothing else that's actually, it's only going to do the aspects of the moon to the moon. I'm going fast, but you can come back and watch it again. So this is, it says progressed to progressed. No, I don't want progressed to progressed. Good thing I checked that. Okay, so I'm going to come out of this. I'm going to pull, I want progressed to natal. And I'm going to have to turn off a whole bunch of these. Turn off everything but the moon. So it's a little tricky because you're dealing with different systems and it takes a while to get used to it. And you make mistakes, then you come back, you find, okay, no, that was right, this is it. So here's search the moon by progressions and the natal moon. Not putting anything else in, and we have the aspects Ptolemy. I don't want the aspects Ptolemy. I want to put, I'm just going to put conjunctions and oppositions here. We have the choice, like if we wanted the 8 phases, we would hit hard aspects, and that will give you the 8 phases. Okay, so first we'll just do this moon to moon, so we got it, and we want the moon to the moon. Right now we want the conjunctions and oppositions. Okay, so there we go. Here we go. And we want to rid of this progress to progress. We're going to delete that. So we only have the progress to natal, that one thing. Boom. Okay, here we got it. We got the progressed sun, the new moons and full moons across our lifetime with the dates and the degrees that it's in. Okay, so this you could print out. And then I have done this for each of you, so when we go through it, you'll see this. But the So we've got that, we print that out. Then the next thing we do, we go instead, before we don't leave this, but we go over to reports here. No, events. Go to events. Under events, we go to standard events. First, we make sure, you got to make sure it's got your birth date here, where you place your born and your birth date. Then you go to the events, standard events, eclipses. And you hit the eclipses, and it'll give you the eclipses for that year. So here's the eclipses for 1946. And since I'm going from October on, the eclipses in January, May, and June don't apply. It's only this November 11th, November, and December 8th. Those two ones, the new moons and the full moons. It tells you the degrees, 0 degrees, 50, and 16 degrees of Sag for the sun. And then you look up here and you see, oh, there's, where are we? Progress new moon. The moon's a full, it won't be on this. Why is it not there? One second, what am I not thinking? I'm missing something. Something happened where something's different here. It's in that printout. Conjunctions. Some new moons and they did the moons. And this is not the eclipses. Okay, so we got the eclipses. So you saw how to do the eclipses. We'll come back and get the right moon. That was the moon to the moon. We need to have the moon to the sun for the moon phases, and then we can see where the eclipses are. So okay, I think I have to come out of this to get back to this. So on this, in this one, I have to re-enter the search, edit it, change it to the sun. The progressed moon to the natal sun. No, progressed moon. We're going to have to go to progressed. The phases of the moon are in the progressed to the progressed. Don't want that, don't want this. Turn each of these off. Just have to click on them. And then once I got them all off, each one cuts down how much comes on the printer. There's the moon to the sun. And I'm going to put it here. On here, I'm going to put, we just put squares, you get conjunction squares off. If I put just the conjunctions opposition, if I put the hard, you get the whole phases of the moon. But we'll do this one first. We'll just see. Okay, and take progressed, take off the natal. Okay, I'm just working around a bit, so you're seeing how the program works, and this is why I suggest the natal, the matrix, because here's the progressive moon. It gives the exact new moons and full moons with the exact degrees. So now, if I went up here to the standard events, got eclipses, and the dates come up. Here we have the degree 0 and 50 and 16 and 03 down at the bottom for the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. You can see here. There's the 050 Sag and the 1603. So those are the two eclipses out of my progressed new moons and full moons. And that's 1984, March 23rd, 1999, March 31st. So those are my the two eclipses. Some people don't have an eclipse, born without eclipses. So it's good to know if you're there. They're really spiritual indicators that are useful to know. The new moons are really the spiritual moments. The eclipses just add an emphasis to it. Okay, now coming back again for the last stage, we're going to go back. We're back into this. Okay, we have this, we'll print it out. We're back to re-enter the search. Here we are back in the searches. We got progressed. That's what we want. We're going to edit it. And we're going to come in and I'm going to do the aspects. I click on here for aspects, which is that conjunction and opposition. I'm going to change it to the hard aspects. Okay, now with the hard aspects, it'll give the conjunctions, the squares, oppositions, and the 45s and the 135s, which give us our 8 moon phases. It's set up for the year 46 to 2036. Okay, and there's my phases of the moon. You can see it starts with the square, semi-square, goes to the conjunction, the new moon, then wax it. Then each one starts with is the start of one phase. You just have to note it's waxing if it comes from the conjunction, and after if it starts from the opposition and goes on, then it's waning back to the conjunction. So this gives you your phase of the moon. So these are the calculations that you would use the matrix for, and the ones I use to put this put this interpretation there, this class together for. Okay, how are we doing for time? Okay, now it will be a little longer with this class because now we're going to work with, I'm going to take the student charts and do, this is just an example, Carl Jung's chart. Well, we're going to do each of your charts and see how they come along. Just put it together. So I'm going to have the sun in, the moon phases put in, whether it eclipses or not. And I'm going to put the moon going around, and we have the whole moon progressions for a lifetime. So you're having the story of a lifetime right here. You know, it's set up. So this is the most useful graph you should get used to organizing. I've done this for you simply because if we were in a live class, you'd be doing this homework and I'd be checking it out and asking you, what's this, what's this, what's this? No, that's not right. In this format, I did it for you, but even though you can get a copy, you can copy and paste and get it down, which I suggest you do. I also suggest that you make one yourself from a chart form and you add these things in so you have the physical mechanics of doing it so it goes into your memory better and stays with you. I did probably 5,000, well, anyways, thousands of these by hand calculated before computers came along. So, okay. Now, okay, here's our sample two. We've gone through these with the classes. This is the Cancer Sun with an Aries moon, Virgo rising, both planets above the horizon. The moon's over here. It's going to start here, but it's going to move up to the midheaven, over to make the new moon, come back down to the ascendant, go down. So you can add these things together. So we can see now with this, you want to add, one second, I got to add one more thing here.